There's a very common trope where it's like the husband want to buy something then hide from the wife, right?
I've actually done that. I actually
You've
bought a
done that?
bicycle
Tell me.
and hide it from
Try
my
to
girlfriend.
hide?
And when it came, I just hid the bike under the bed.
Huh?
Yeah, no, because
It's Sonny. Welcome back to another episode of Men Explain. This time around, I feel a slightly touchy topic that we're going to delve into. Financial intimacy. How much do you tell your partner? What is considered okay? What should we not say? I don't know. I've got so many questions in my mind right now. And with me today, we've got the Woke Salaryman.
Thank
Welcome,
you for
guys.
having us.
Thanks for having us.
Tell us more about yourselves. You can introduce yourselves to our audience too.
my name is Rui Ming. I write the stuff for Woke Salaryman and choon.
My name is choon. I typically draw, but now I also do other stuff like the video stuff, and sometimes I'll write, but with Rui Ming's expert help.
Of course, we know that you have a huge social media presence, but we hardly get to sit down with the both of you to chat. The last time I chatted with you guys was on Zoom, actually,
I
right?
was very nervous and very scary, but yeah.
Why was it nervous?
Because you don't have much
Yeah.
time on the radio. It's always like 15 minute segment. Then
That's
it feels
it.
like with financial stuff, like you need to cover all your bases unless lest you miss something out.
Right.
And then also you and Joachim's energy quite intimidating to us, I think, because you all are so like
Polished.
I don't know, effervescent and like just pure energy, and then where's like, yo, what's up? You know? It was very scary.
When you say effervescent, do you mean like bubbly or something?
Yeah, bubbly.
All right.
Like when you put the thing inside the water, then it's
Yeah.
Oh, the vitamin
That's
now.
your energy, I
yes,
think, that
Oh,
you
really?
and
So
It
like
is.
like a
Okay.
redoxon.
We're going to kick things off right here now. Financial intimacy. I mean, that is a broad topic here today. I'm just going to ask you first up, what are your relationship statuses? Actually,
Yeah.
let's start with Rui Ming.
Yeah, so I am renting a apartment with my girlfriend. We've
Okay.
been together for 5 years.
I think quite cool because your girlfriend was your primary school sort of crush.
Secondary school crush.
Secondary school crush.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
thought
yeah.
it was fantastic.
Yeah.
How many people got to date their secondary
Yeah.
school?
Never.
Yeah. No, but I mean, we haven't been dating since secondary school. I was only cool enough to date her in my 20s.
Okay,
Was it
so
like
you
that?
only passed the vibe check like much later
Yes,
on.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it vibe check or net worth check? Or?
Oh, no.
I'm asking.
I think vibe check. I
I
think
know,
vibe check.
yeah,
I think vibe
I
check.
know her.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
not like that, lah. So I'm just
Okay.
joking.
Yeah.
Just messing, just messing.
Yeah, just
okay,
messing.
Rachel,
I'm
what-
married. My wife was actually my first serious girlfriend, and I met her in university.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was back in 2010. We became attached.
Yeah.
So it's been a while, lah. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
old ass couple, I think.
No, but I mean, you guys have been through so much together over the past few years, and
Yeah.
you guys obviously would talk about your financial status as
Yeah,
well, right?
yeah.
Seeing what you do and all that. Okay, so also, I think for the benefit of our audience, tell us a bit about your channel and what you guys do, just very briefly.
So we run this, I don't know, blog or social media page called the Woke Salaryman. And basically what we try to do is that we try to make the boring and often difficult topic of personal finance a bit more interesting and also easy to
Relatable,
understand,
yeah.
relatable also. So we don't just talk about financial stuff also. Sometimes we do because your finance does overlap with a lot of other areas of life, like
Exactly.
relationships, especially with your parents, your loved ones, your siblings, and all that stuff. So there's a lot of other stuff to talk about also. So it's not just about maximizing the amount of money you earn and keep.
Yeah.
It's also about what do you want in life, how much money do you need, and why are you working so hard for something? It's all these other topics surrounding money that also have to be talked alongside just the mathematical objective aspects of earning money.
Yeah, things like your values, your philosophy, historical things that shape how other people might think about money. So all
Yeah.
these things come into play when you consider how you're going to handle your finances.
Yeah, I mean, just like you manage your money, you got to manage the people around you as well when it comes to that, right? So the question is, how much do you tell your partner about your finances? Or how much do you guys share between each other as a couple? Who wants to start first?
Rui Ming will start first.
All right, I'll start first.
Okay.
Yeah, I
I made
think
the call.
when it comes to my girlfriend and I think I'll tell her as much as she wants to know.
Oh.
That really depends, from couple to couple, what the other person actually wants to know, because different people have different knowledge on finances. And my girlfriend, she's quite well versed in the financial space.
What industry is she
She's
in?
a real estate agent.
Oh, I
Yeah,
see.
so I mean,
okay.
for example, she would need to know whether or not they can afford a property.
Yeah.
How much they might be able to pay for a mortgage every month, and all these are often take into account finances. So she knows about finances, and whenever she has questions, she just asks me, how much can you afford to pay for rent this month?
Right.
Or what's the most expensive place we could possibly get? Yeah, then I just tell her.
Yeah.
And sometimes
then she can do the math and kind of figure it out
exactly.
right, in some ways.
And because she also invests in like the stock market and all, so we will
Right.
like sometimes go on like long walks and like bitch about how the market is doing.
That's
Like-
what you do on your long walks?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
bitch
yeah.
about money. I bitch about people straight up, you know?
I see. So we bitch about like the macroeconomic scenario, you know, the conditions. Oh no, you know.
That's what it takes to date Rui Ming.
Yeah, the S&P 500 is down
That is-
15%. Oh man, how's everything doing?
I literally cannot relate at this point.
Oh, no.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
of course we do other stuff like that. It's maybe like
Such as?
But
Of
do
course.
y'all discuss the amount of money that y'all have?
Yes,
personally?
that was my next question.
I do, we do.
So you just show her the
No, I don't show her.
This
Like,
week's
I'll just say
hypnosis.
like, oh, you know,
What your monthly average on average
yeah,
earning
okay.
is?
Because
Okay.
she's a real estate agent. There are like dry months and there are like months
yeah.
that
Goes
raise,
up
right?
and down, yeah.
So I mean, she'll tell me like, oh no, this month was a bad month for me. You know, I didn't close like a lot of deals. I also had to pay for the car. There's a lot of marketing costs. Then I'll come in. Okay, this month was an okay month for me. You know, I did a lot of freelance articles.
Yeah, but you don't show the bank account, right? You don't show the number.
Yeah, I mean that's weird. That's
Richard is the
like-
interviewer now, by the way.
Oh,
He said
sorry,
this is his
just curious
podcast.
also.
Like you don't need to show like receipt, right? Like you know,
Right.
for example, I bought you flowers. Here's the receipt. I mean, you don't do that, right? Do you do
Right,
that? I don't know.
I don't show receipt, but
Yeah.
we do tell each other what our net worth. I mean, if she asks me, I will tell her.
So
Yeah.
you will show.
I
your
don't go
net
and show
open.
out, hey,
Okay.
can you wake up? Like, you see?
Yeah.
I don't do that, but
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's not like something that I hide. Lah.
Okay.
You know, she asked me recently how much money I have, and I just tell her.
Did
I
you
tell
give her like a vague idea, or it's pretty close to the truth?
It's pretty close, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's not.
And you're a married couple. I mean, these are things you have to discuss.
I mean,
about,
that's just
right?
cash account also because we also invest. So there's another amount up there also. But because right now she hear that the market is going down, whether she should invest, and then she's asking in terms of how much cash should I keep and whether I'm holding
Right.
too much cash
Right.
for her own sake. So I think our approach is sort of like we have like little a sense of joint accountants coming into our relationship already, but not a full joint account.
So you don't have a joint account.
We do not, but we do share expenses. There's this app that we use called Splitwise, and we've been using it since we were university. Basically, what Splitwise does is that if I pay for something, right,
Yeah.
I just put it down, and it will tally, it'll keep track of everything and divide everything. So at the
Right.
end of the month, then we'll see, oh, you owe me 400 this month, then we transfer. Lor.
Wow, that is so. You know, I honestly, I'm looking at our crew right now, and everyone's just like question marks going at their
Really?
faces right now. I don't know whether. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but
Yeah.
because you dabble in media, but you also dabble in finance, and finance is a part of your everyday life. Do you think that people in the finance sector would be more well versed in communicating such things with their partners versus people who are not in financial industries? They may find it difficult to even start that kind of conversation in the first place. You know.
I
Do you
think no.
that's the case?
I think
No?
because like ultimately when you're communicating about finance, it channels through the relationship. So even if you're a finance professional but your relationship is not at a good open place, you also cannot even broach it. It doesn't matter if I know all the terms. If my approach to the relationship is not right, and that's what is channeling the money, right? Then I also cannot really have a good proper convo, right?
Yeah, I think sometimes like finance professionals can have like the curse of knowledge.
Yeah.
Like they know a lot of like
Job hazard lah
like
also,
yeah,
right?
deep stuff about like money and stuff. But actually, when they need to communicate to non-finance people on a normal level, I think they often struggle.
So why then do you think people and couples find it difficult to talk about money with their loved ones? And we're not even talking about just relationships sometimes. It could also be family that
Yeah.
we find it challenging to speak about. Why do you think that's the case?
Number one, I think in some like Asian societies, like maybe ours, like if you talk about money, it can be seen like
Like you're showing off or
yeah,
something,
showing
right?
off or like you being very calculative. Or other times, I think there were a whole bunch of local dramas I remember in the past.
Okay.
Like they just portray like whenever the kid asks the parents about money, they're trying to steal the wealth, you know.
Oh.
And then like sometimes the parents who watch that, they'll think, oh my god, is this person trying to steal my wealth? So they're like strange subtext whenever you ask like, hey pa, how much money you have in your CPF? Then I almost expect like, why you want to take my money, is it? But I mean, that's not healthy lah. If you want to have an open conversation about money. Because if I do not know like how much you have in your CPF, then I don't know how much I might want to give to you, or whether or not you need money, or whether or not, I'm giving money, but actually you don't need. Actually, you're very rich.
Right. I get it. But there's so much thinking going on back there. Maybe
But I think a lot of it
overthinking.
attached to ego also, like because you would think like your net worth is attached to who you are as a person and like how accomplished you are, how successful you are. So I think like for a parent to reveal that kind of thing, right, can be quite vulnerable. I feel like my dad or my mom has never taken me aside to say, "Hey, I got this amount left, so
Yeah,
you,
actually
you
they've-
gotta prepare,
yeah.
something
Same,
like that."
same.
It just feels like maybe it's an Asian culture thing. Like you don't wanna show your vulnerability or that you are fallible in any sense, because as a parent you don't want to do that, especially when you're young, right? You want to be there to protect and stuff. But actually a lot of times I heard this quote from Rick and Morty, like parents are just kids having kids. They're figuring it out as they go along. I think back to when my dad and mom had like their first kid. It's like younger than me now,
Right.
So they're just figuring it out also, and they are liable to be these things inside that they might be insecure about. I think that's the same reason why I also feel a bit sometimes like reluctant to talk about finances with my loved one also lah. I mean, we try to be open, but it's always ego and insecurity that makes it difficult.
Okay, so then my next question is, at what stage of your relationship did you decide to share your financial, situation with your partner? Like, when did you guys start to share this information with each other?
Like beyond just the technical finance bit of like how much money I have, how much I'm gonna earn, right? I think couples do need to align, especially early on, right? When it comes to projection of money, because actually projection of money is not just money; it's projection of who you want to be in the future and how are you going to spend your money, which is also like a way of expression, right? Like there's nothing wrong with wanting a nice Lamborghini and landed property, but if that's what you want, say it. So I also have a indication of
same
who
goal,
you are.
like a goal.
Either
Okay.
same goal or like I know this is who I'm gonna be dating, and it's important because I think in a lot of situations it actually helps if you and your partner are on the same wavelength when it comes to the kind of person. So if I go on a holiday and the kind of holiday I want to go on is like bao kao sui sui, everything 5-star,
Luxury.
Yeah, and
okay.
then I prefer to spend like very conservative. I like the rough and tumbleness. I
Okay.
like the fact that I get good deals. Then not compatible already. You can't have these adventures together. And not that that's a bad thing. Some couples can make it work, but if you want somebody to go with you and like it on the same level, it relates to money.
It
has to be
does.
talked about. So when it comes to sharing the finance, like so if you settle that, then when it comes to like showing each other the account, I think that one also unavoidable if you want to get a house together.
Yeah.
Unless you're both very rich and then the purchase is nothing to you. But like if we want to buy a house together and it's going to cost 500K, if I don't know my partner can pay the down payment or not, then that's the issue, right? So it will have to happen. We only have a joint account because we got a remortgage on our house loan recently to take advantage of better interest rate. So the bank say you all need a joint account, then we just reluctantly go and get. But now that we get, I'm like, maybe there's some use to it. We don't have to put everything in the app anymore.
True.
Yeah.
So wait, the joint account is also used not just that, but for like daily expenses. For
I want to now
you
actually.
split-
I want to say, can we just use the joint? So we put because we share groceries.
exactly what I mean.
So can we just dump 500 every month? You put 500, I put 500, then we just spend from there. Got extra, then we buy nice things. I buy a new fan or whatever,
Okay.
Then she's like,
Oh,
wow.
that's
I
so
don't-
random.
A
Okay.
fan is a nice thing.
And I used to be the one in the relationship. So no, I don't want to share. I want to have my own life. I need my freedom, you know.
Right.
But now I'm like, can we just do it for convenience?
It's true.
Because as a young person in a relationship, I never wanted to feel like, hey, I'm giving up my freedom to be with you. But actually, that is what a relationship is in some extent, So financially, maybe that has to reflect. And I think as we get older, right, we are going to let it creep into our lives, and
It has
joint
to.
accountants will become bigger and bigger.
Yeah. So
I
wait,
just think so.
joint account with your partner is one thing.
Yeah.
Do any of you guys have joint accounts ever with your parents or your?
I think only when my dad, he gave me pocket money.
Oh, okay,
so
the
it was
only
like
then.
one-way joint account. I don't put any money in.
Oh, you
only,
really
only
take.
my dad.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the only time.
My mom
And
has
you?
a savings thing for me. Like she just put money in it whenever she has money. So, because I'm from Malaysia, she opened the bank in six. I remember traveling across the causeway with her. Then we just go to the bank, especially just to go to the bank. We cross causeway, right?
Okay.
Then she opened an account for me. Then she'll just tong money in there. But I'm naturally a very like savvy person, so I just assume I don't have the account.
Frugal, would you call it?
Yeah, frugal lah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I
Savvy
just
also can lah.
I just
think,
assume
yeah.
I don't have the account, and I try to earn everything on my own.
Okay.
But maybe there's some inheritance.
Yeah.
But I
Then
don't
before
know
you
how
know
much
it, you're
there
like,
is.
hey, I had this chunk of money, I never
Maybe
realized.
it's like $5,000. I don't know. You know.
Yeah. or
I don't
50,
know.
you never know.
Yeah.
On that note, right, with the joint account and all that kind of stuff, like I think that is a very normal progression for a lot of couples who are serious with each other. Have you, however, I'm not sure if you're comfortable with sharing this on this channel, have you lied about anything to your partner before in regards to spending? Like,
Regards
did you
to
buy
spending,
something
I have
and
not.
you have
I
you have not?
Yeah, I just say I want. I recently just bought a new bike and here it is. I bought it.
Like a
Because
motorbike or bicycle?
bicycle,
Okay.
foldable bicycle,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
but it's not a cheap one. It's
Okay.
an okay one.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like $3,000.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
$3,000 bike. Damn.
So I like the fact that we have our own accounts and that I can buy what I want. It's like some people have a main joint account, then off of that they have fund accounts that they control themselves, right? But for us, it's more like inverse. Like we have a jointness account via the app, and also this account for mortgage servicing. But the main thing is our fund, our fund.
Right, your fun fund.
Yeah. So
Okay.
if we have kids, probably it will change. We will put something aside, confirm.
Is that in the pipeline?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to commit then she see. There's a very common trope where it's like the husband want to buy something then hide from the wife, right?
Yeah,
Especially I'm on all these like Facebook groups on like bicycle stuff, and
Are
it's
they just
always
complaining about their wives?
No, not complaining.
Oh.
The joke is always like hide from my wife or like
Oh.
anyone want to help me keep in their house, then I come and ride, you know.
Oh my
so my wife don't know. It's a joke, like it's a joke.
Okay, yeah,
But
yeah.
I completely don't understand that trope. Maybe this
Right.
is a young person.
I've actually done that. I actually
You've
bought a
done that?
bicycle
Tell me,
and
oh.
hide it from
Try
my
to
girlfriend.
hide?
Yeah, yeah.
Bicycle also?
Yeah,
How to
yeah.
hide?
What's up with the
No,
bicycle
okay,
obsession
listen,
here?
We just
listen.
like
Yeah, we
bikes,
just
right?
like
Okay,
cycling,
okay, you
yeah.
really do.
No, but I hide not because of money reason, because we have too many bikes in the house, right? So
How many
Okay.
bike you have? How many bike?
now we have 4 bicycles in the house.
Aiyo.
That's not so bad. I was
Yeah, but
thinking
it's
like
small
12
house.
Yeah, it's a
or
small house.
something.
It's a small house.
Yeah, okay. Are they all foldable? Or should
No,
we-
no, they're all
okay.
like
They're not foldable.
Some like
Oh,
mountain
mountain
some
bike,
are road
like-
bikes. Yeah, yeah.
oh my gosh.
So what I did was that I bought the stuff from Chain Reaction Cycles, really good service by the way, and
Okay.
it came to the
I
house.
don't know how many ads we're dropping in this episode, but yeah, here we go.
And when it came, I just hid the bike under the bed. Huh? Yeah, no, because like
I didn't know this.
yeah, yeah.
Why would you do that?
I mean, because I
What
didn't
possessed
ask
you?
her because like she also pays rent in the house, right?
Yeah.
So
It's a
and-
space thing, man, not
yeah,
money
yeah,
thing.
it's a
lah.
space thing. It's a space thing.
Right,
so
right, right.
later on in the like I think a few months later, I said, "Hey, do you think I can have a new bicycle?" And she said, "Okay." Then I just
And you
started.
just
bought
put
it.
it
Yeah.
up under the bed. Oh my
Surprise.
god, what?
It's here.
What was her reaction?
I mean, she was. I think she did that. Yeah, I think she did something like that.
Aiyo, this
Yeah,
man.
but she was pretty cool with it. Yeah, I mean, after all, it's my own money, right?
Okay,
it's,
let me
it's
tell
just
you
a space
this.
thing.
I have a feeling she already knew it was under the bed.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's
wow.
like, yeah.
To be
Yeah.
honest, I think she probably was vacuuming one day. She was like, "What is this? Oh, it must be
Yeah,
him."
like,
Yeah,
Oh.
and she's like, "Let me test the waters and
I
see
see
whether
How
it's
long
under
it
the
takes
I
for her to
see.
confess?
Exactly.
2 years later, you.
Okay, so these are like not so dramatic things.
Hey, wait, can I ask back though? Do you hide? Like, have you lied before about anything?
Actually, no. So for Jerry and I, like we don't really hide things. He's very open because he also has a passion for bikes.
Oh wow.
Oh no,
Jeremy,
bike
you
is haunting your
Jeremy
life
should
now.
hang out sometime.
I know. So he likes mountain bike, road bike. I don't know what. Like
Yeah.
and also wine. He has a passion for
Oh,
wine,
okay.
and you know how that is, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how that. How is that?
You know, it's an expensive hobby. Let me
Is
tell
it?
you. Yeah, it is. So the thing is, he's not afraid to tell me what he's up to, what he's buying, and all that. Sometimes he doesn't really tell me maybe the cost of this bottle, for
Yeah.
example. Maybe they can get pretty expensive, but I can roughly guess. But we're at the stage where I think we have similar interests, we have similar ideas of how to enjoy life,
Yeah.
and these are just his interests. I don't have an issue with it.
Yeah.
For me, I'm very open with him also. Once in a while, if I decide to buy like, I don't know, nice bag or like pair of shoes,
Yeah.
I think he knows roughly what the cost of these things are outside.
Oh.
So he notices. He'll be like, "Oh, is this cute bag?" And I'm like, "Yeah, cute." Conversation ends there. He
But
never
he's
asks.
asking. I mean, is he just being nice, or is there a stank of like, you spend money on this thing? There's never that.
No.
But as
Not at
long as she
all.
can afford it, it's okay.
I'm
what,
sure
right?
they can
Yeah,
afford
yeah,
it.
I'm
yeah.
not, okay, I'm not asking him to buy for me.
Yeah,
That's one
There's
thing.
no
right?
joint
Yeah.
account here, right?
There's no joint account.
Yeah.
We do, however, we split like like grocery stuff and all that, or like household essentials
you all split.
and stuff.
Isn't he like a banker or something?
No, like we
money,
we
right?
don't split in a way like for example, if he goes to buy stuff
Yeah.
like several
Yeah.
times, then the next round I will go and get
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Oh, so it's not really like to split the cost. It's just like
Informal
we take
splitting.
turns. We take
Yeah.
turns.
Ah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So we
Right,
don't
right.
go like look at the receipt. Okay, we're gonna split this in half.
yeah.
We just take turns.
I used to do that my girlfriend / wife a lot because I was always very frugal, like because I
Which is good. Which is good.
because when I graduated uni I had to pay off my uni loan, so I became the most giam siap And she always makes fun of me for it now. But last time we did argue over it because I was quite difficult.
Right.
But nowadays also, like, as our finances are healthier,
Yeah.
I find it way easier to go, $20 Thai food, I'll pay
get
for
it, yeah.
Or you pay for it.
Exactly.
But there's still that niggling feeling, but I hope that we can move past that so that there's some joint accountness where we can just draw from that pool. But also, like, when it comes to food and stuff, I eat a lot more.
Oh.
And she barely eats. Usually she eat a bit, then she's like, can you eat the rest of mine? So how is that fair, for example? Like, and I don't know if we argue about it, but in my head, right, the argument will go something like this. It will be like, she will say, can you pay more because you ate like 70%
Oh.
of everything?
Wow.
Then I'll say, hey, but I didn't order, okay? I'm helping you clear your plate.
Okay.
We order one each.
Okay.
So the fairness of that also, I don't know if there's a right or wrong. And I also a bit scared to say people cancel me for being this or that, but that's just what we do usually,
I mean,
we
look,
split.
like it's similar in a way where if you go for dinner with a group of friends and there's like 6 of you and you didn't really eat anything, but everyone else, someone ordered like
I'll be a
Wagyu
bit
burger,
like,
then
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
like,
one
oh, let's split the
churros,
whole thing.
And then I have to pay for 5 churros, like I'll be
Yeah.
like, wow. Last time, now I don't quite.
No, but
bother
it's
so much.
true. Like sometimes you wonder, right? These are certain questions. But here's the thing. In the household, for example, one person is generally gonna out-earn the other. I don't know if that's the case
Confirm
for
on,
you
right?
guys.
Unless you earn the same thing the whole way, which is
Yeah, which
very
is-
hard to match.
Exactly.
You deny the raise from your boss just because I want to match up with my wife.
Yeah,
not
yeah.
gonna happen, right?
Yeah, so one person at any one point, even though I know we're all in industries where it can be quite volatile, it can be up and down some months. And for your wife, I'm not sure what she does actually.
Well,
You
she's
mentioned.
a content producer at Lego.
Okay, so
Stable one,
it's quite stable.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
so the saying that whoever brings in the gold like makes the rules and stuff like
Yes,
that.
yes,
Do you
yes.
feel that kind of energy at home? Like sometimes maybe as the breadwinner or something, do you subconsciously
Funny
act
question.
like you're the boss, or do you look? I don't know. Thoughts?
Yeah, I think it depends on like the dynamics of the relationship and also like how much the person who earns more.
Yeah.
Uh,
How much more?
Yeah, no. I mean like how much power they give themselves because they earn more money. For our relationship, because I think we earn like roughly the same
Similar?
amount. Yeah, I think the principle is like you go spend on your thing, I spend on my thing. As long as it's not beyond your means, you're in the clear.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna spend beyond your means and like I'm involved, then I want to be part of that conversation as well.
Right.
Yeah. So for example, like this is fictional lah. Let's say my girlfriend wants to buy a $2 million condo. Then I'll be like, okay. First of all, like, can you pay your share? If you cannot, that means I have to step in, right?
Hold up. So is the share 50-50? That's the question.
It's the share 50-50. I think right now, I would assume, yeah.
What if you all earn
Yeah.
different amounts?
So
Would
okay,
you go by percentage?
Yeah.
Like
I'll think like, okay, number one, at the end of the day, like the person who pays the most should decide like how much you want to spend on your property. Like I will not pay more to enable my partner to live beyond her means. But what I'll try to do is like to spend money that is within my means, also comfortable.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
for
to
both.
her, right?
Okay.
No, so if you earn double her salary,
Yeah.
would you pay more for the condo that you are buying together?
This
Like-
fictional once again.
Fictional,
Yeah.
I'm not-
Fictional once again. Will I
theory,
pay more?
theory.
Yeah, I think I will pay more, but I would like to have that discretion on how much more.
So would you then
Unquote, yeah.
decide like, okay, I will come in 70%,
Yeah.
and then you can come out 30%?
I mean-
Also, you
would
have
you
more
want to
say
make
lah.
that decision?
Yeah, I would like,
Okay.
especially if I'm the one paying more lah.
Yeah.
But of course, you can pay your end then. Okay, let's just buy something that we both like.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can draw a line in the house like this is your 30%.
No lah, it's not that.
Oh
No.
my gosh, no.
You can only stay in the kitchen because that's what you paid for.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
okay.
Oh no, it's
Wait.
not
Oh.
it's not a gender thing. It's not a
Someone
gender
gonna
thing.
get cancelled. No, I'm kidding.
You see, that's it, I guess.
Yeah, that's it.
It's been a good run.
Thank you guys. Thank you for following Woke Salaryman all
Thank
these
you very
years.
And this was the last episode.
But actually, on that note, also like about
Yeah.
like arguing and whether you put that power. Like I have actually done that, and I'm not say proud of it, but
Yeah.
like sometimes in moments of
Unintentionally,
argument,
yes,
you know,
yes.
like because like especially when you're losing the argument,
Yeah.
you see your ground. Like so, the situation was that I was in university, right? I was doing
Yeah.
my master's degree, and then I was staying on the hostel. This is like NTU lah, right? So my girlfriend at the time, which is my wife now, would come
Yeah.
and stay with me from time to time, and then when we argue, sometimes right, I've said this before, right? I'll say like, hey, but I'm paying for this hostel, so you don't like it, you get out.
Oh,
I've said that kind of thing, and I'm
okay.
not proud of it, like, but
Yeah.
you know, like I was stupid and young. Like. If we had arguments nowadays, like now the house is 50-50, but if it wasn't also like I something would stop me from going there.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that is. It's something that will be difficult to control because when you're in an argument, you are irrational. You are looking
You're not
for
thinking.
every leverage
Yeah.
you can get, you know?
Yeah.
So to have that additional factor, right, of inequality in your relationship when it comes to things that you are building together, that you might put an argument, right, makes it also, it gives it another edge that you need to be careful about when it comes to this sort of thing.
Yeah.
For us, we split everything 50-50 since we got together.
Right.
Because I think my wife also is very into the whole, like she wants to be her own person and she
Yes.
wants to feel like she's relying on me. And I find that attractive also. It's not just I can save money or you just pay everything half. Because
Yeah.
there's that prevailing thing like, oh, men must pay more, men must make the first move, men must pay for the dinner and stuff. But she never would let me do that on our first date, second date or whatever, you know? So I like that too. Not just from a save money point of view. Not from a save money point of view at all, but just from a, I like her
Character
independentness.
perspective.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
How are things with you and Jeremy when it comes to
Yeah, do you all
splitting
earn the
stuff?
same?
Okay, so we're not married yet, so
Yeah.
we're not at the point where we really do that. Like, I guess when it comes to, like I mentioned, the common stuff that we consume, we share, we do this, we're okay to just take turns to do it, right? And also, I think this was interesting because I had a Nespresso machine come in for a job, and it was placed in his house. But when my apartment came, I said, hey, can I take the coffee machine? And he was like, but I really need the coffee machine too. Like, how are we going to split this, right? So we thought about it, and he was like, you know what? I'm going to buy you your own coffee machine.
Yeah.
So he went and bought me a coffee machine. So in that sense, we're both equal. We're both fair. We try to have the same things, you
Or
know.
you buy one for him, he buy one for you.
Yeah, but mine was sponsored lah, so he got the sponsored
Nice.
one. Then he bought me the lower tier one somehow, you know.
Wow.
No, because
Okay,
accounting
like that.
for maybe depreciation, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Maybe
Because
because
it's been
the
used.
coffee machine been
His
used for
is
a
the
couple of years
automatic
already.
one. You press the button, the thing opens up. Mine,
Yeah.
I need to.
No, he's saying
Yeah,
that he cannot give you an equal one.
Yeah, no, I'm saying he cannot give you one of same value because
Yeah.
like it has been
Used a bit already.
Yeah,
Oh, it's been
it,
used.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think
They
in-
give you the carousel
yeah,
equivalent
in accounting
of the
it's
value.
called like amortization or something, right? Because people use already, right? So maybe it's like 40% less. So maybe on his part, he's thinking,
This is a banker. Maybe
yeah,
he think like
he
that.
justify the decision. Oh,
Jeremy, please clarify.
That's why it's
Go
entry
clarify.
level. It's a fair value. I'm kidding.
Okay, no,
Jeremy,
no, it's fine.
don't be mad. Yeah.
No, it's fine. You actually met him.
Yeah. I
At the
think,
conference
yeah, I
thing.
did, I did.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, clearly for me as well, like I think when if we're working towards something a little bit more serious, settling down, I mean, we do stay together quite a bit as well, even though I have my own apartment.
Yeah.
But, I think these things are very serious topics that you definitely have to address as you get closer to marriage. But when you get married, did things change drastically? I mean, I think this is a question more for you.
Yeah, that's a great point because
Yeah.
like I think you have to be not open to it, but it's an inevitability that when you get closer together and more serious,
Yeah.
it will change. Your dynamic and relationship with money will change also. And it sounds taboo to say because I would never let the idea of money sully our love and whatever
Yeah.
that's supposed to be sacred on some other realm. But it really is interwoven one. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner you can have these conversations and then you sort out how
Yeah.
to pass these things, Because like, really, I feel like joint accountants is an inevitability that's coming my way. But if I told myself that as a university person, like my uni days, like, hey, one day you have joint account, I'll be like, never.
Yeah.
I will have my freedom. But that's what a marriage is. That's what a deep relationship with somebody is. Like, I remember when I got married, my mom told me that she said in Chinese, she said, 维君你终于长大了, meaning you finally grown up.
Yeah.
And I think what she meant was that the marriage, that gap, right, meant that in this time, I'm moving towards a thing where I'm no longer the most important thing in my life. And that is important in the marriage. And then later on to have kids, because that's what is required of
Even
you.
more
To be a
responsibilities,
parent,
yeah.
you need to be able to put this person's life above your own.
Yeah.
And I think marriage is a step towards that. So your finances must reflect that.
Yeah.
That's what commitment means, that you give up flexibility of your own thing. Because that's like one foot in the door, one foot out the door. If my finances completely separate, that also gives me the ability to just leave the moment something goes wrong. And I don't think that's good for a relationship or marriage together, because that's how you solve problems. You stick in it and you talk it through and you suffer through the not nice bits. If at the slight hint of not nice, then I'm out of here, I'm going to stay in a hotel, then never see me again. That's not a relationship to me.
Well, so I think you should change your name to the Woke Relationship Man.
No, okay, this is
because,
not,
right,
it's not my lane. I just say my opinion only. I'm more financial, less relationship.
Yeah, no, but like you said, it is very interlinked. I just wanted to step in here to throw in something that I just recalled. A couple of days ago, actually, on our station, we're giving away a cash prize. It's about $10,000. And we had a caller call in, young couple, not married, they're just their girlfriend, boyfriend. So then, you're supposed to identify a song, based on a 1-second snippet.
Yep.
So the girlfriend called in, but the boyfriend was the one that knew what the answer was. So we jokingly said, so how are you guys going to split this money, right? The boyfriend goes, I guess, I hope I'll take it because I know the answer, kind of thing. They were just joking around.
Yeah.
And then the girlfriend goes, but don't worry, I have access to his bank account, so I'll take it right back. So we were like, ooh, is this like is this a little
something there, right?
toxic? Yeah. What are your thoughts on that? Like having full access to your partner's bank account before even getting married.
But access means what? Like view or transfer, you see? Do I have transfer rights? Is it like the
Right.
Google Doc? I can edit or
Yeah,
is it
yeah,
view
yeah.
I'm
only,
sure
you see?
she means she can
She can
access
edit,
his. Yeah.
She can edit the
She can
Google
edit.
Doc, right? Wow, that one very scary.
Yeah,
That'd
it's
be a
quite
bit of
scary.
a
I
red
think maybe
flag
last
or-
time marriage meant a slightly different thing to what it means now. But for both to have access to one another,
Yeah.
I don't understand how that would work.
I think someone nowadays there are a lot of like scams or love scams. I think like
How are you saying that is a love scam?
no, I'm not saying I'm not saying the example is a love scam. I'm saying
Okay.
like to before you marry you just give like complete access to the bank account.
Yeah.
I mean that is
Could be a
like
bit
Oh, very
risky.
scary, huh?
that's awesome for a scammer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But why would
Right.
why would I need complete access to my partner's account actually? Why
I don't
would
know.
that?
That's the thing. I don't know.
Y'all should have held them on the line. Wait,
Yeah.
can
Why-
you just
why-
say,
I wanna
ask you,
what
by
is
the way,
going on?
off
Like
topic.
why? Yeah.
No, but I think, at the end of the day, they've got their own stuff going on. I mean, maybe they work it out in their own sense.
Maybe
We
they're
have
joking lah.
no clue.
I mean,
Like-
just doing it for entertainment maybe.
yeah, perhaps. You never know as well. So we've covered so much ground over the past few minutes. I'm not sure if it's almost been an hour actually. From your point of view, any sort of advice you want to give our viewers out there, young couples perhaps moving into more serious situations with their partners?
I think it's very important to kind of like discuss what the couple wants to achieve,
Yeah.
early on, and then have like a shared goal. And I think the hard thing about doing this is that sometimes your goals will differ, and sometimes that might just mean the relationship
It's not compatible.
Yeah, it's not compatible. It's just not meant to be. I think this is a very hard thing that people need to accept. Sometimes somebody wants a different thing, and that's not good or bad. It's just different. I think what will work best in the long term is that you find someone who has your values and can commit to that vision for like the next 10, 20 years. I think ideally, I think that's how you should approach marriage. But I think if you want to not get married and do like more short-term stuff, that's okay too.
More short-term stuff.
I mean, more. I mean,
That's a great way to put it.
I mean, when it comes to like financial instruments, right?
Yeah.
They're like bonds, there's notes, there's bills, because they all have like different lengths of commitment, right? And I think the amount of commitment you guys put in a relationship will determine how long you all want to stay together. And so yeah, some relationships
Right.
are like a 5-year thing, some
Also,
is
you're
like a
saying that
1-year
there are
thing.
some relationships that are more short-term, and that's okay.
And that's okay. But if you want to do long term, it's best to get someone with
The same
yeah,
goals,
same
financial
goals. The more compatible the goals are, the higher chance of you surviving the long term.
Well,
Right,
We
yeah.
should maybe, I want to shoot this question to you then. How would you advise young couples out there to be less afraid to talk about money?
I think it's an inevitability, and the sooner you talk about it, the better. But of course, there are ways to talk about it. Don't go on the first day. So, how much you earn in the future? What kind of house you want? How many baby
I've
you
heard
want?
of these things
Don't do
happening,
that, really?
Like, yeah.
Wait, was it a financial advisor pretending to be
No.
no?
Hey, what's
could
you?
be,
What's
could
up you and scams? You should create a new
No. Scams are very real, my friends.
The way to talk about it is very important, and maybe not the first date, but I think the third or fifth, especially. So it depends on the context of how you are meeting and what is the nature of this relationship. But expect changes when it transits from an earlier stage kind of summer romance or whatever to.
Why is it
that
so weird when he said summer romance?
I don't know, maybe I say it in a weird way, I apologize.
Actually,
No,
Singapore
it's
quite hot.
fine.
Like all,
Yeah, it's just
all,
all year
all
round.
romance is
Romance
summer
all year
romance.
That's what I kind of
round,
covered it, right?
Yeah.
But it's like you will have to adjust, and there's also something nice about going for a more longer term committed thing when I was young, I always thought like, I'll just do short-term things here. But
Yeah,
I've been-
bachelor.
My wife is my first girlfriend, so it's like there's something nice about it because you build something together long term.
Yeah.
Like sometimes when we argue, the things I think about is like the little. Not just like the little jokes that we have together and things like that, or the memories, but also the things that we build together. Like our house.
Yeah.
Our house is a 3-room HDB, but like
It's a
we
labor of love,
Yeah,
you know, yeah.
It's even the flaws are decisions that we made. Not the floor, but flaws. Like our aircon, for example, not the most 5-star energy rated thing.
Okay.
But that is a trade-off that we made so we could have a very nice oven so that she can bake and stuff.
Right.
So all these are decisions that we've made, and there's something nice about that too. And I think for young people tend to want freedom, especially nowadays. And I think but be open to the fact that one day your mind will change and be open to embracing that.
Yeah.
And finances is one way to gauge that early also. I don't think you should just ask how much you earn, but like, what kind of lifestyle would you like to have?
It
in
goes
the
much
future? What's
deeper than
important
that,
for you?
yeah.
Like, what's your goal?
Yeah.
What's your life
deep
goal?
questions.
Yeah.
I think I'm leaving this podcast with more questions than ever, actually.
Oh, no.
More thoughts. No, in a good way.
Yeah.
And also the fact that we are probably in a constant state of evolution and change in every phase of life as
exactly.
well. Thank you so much, you guys, for coming on board, talking about not just financial stuff, because we always see you in that setting, right?
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing your relationship stuff as well. I think that was very eye-opening. And we matched energy levels today. Yay!
yay.
You think that was okay? I still feel
course,
very
yeah.
low.
Actually, I feel very
you
stressed
feel-
because Wei Chun said give so many like romantic answers. I feel like he spoiled
romantic
market.
answer.
Yeah, I feel like
what romantic
I feel like
answer
he
did I
spoiled
give?
market for me. So now I have to say like some romantic
Okay, would you
thing
like
also.
to end
sorry.
off with
Yeah,
a
you can
romantic
end
quote
something.
then? Like something a
Oh
little...
no, I can't. I just shout out to Beth, my girlfriend. Yeah,
Beth
I will,
is awesome.
I will plan money stuff with you better.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Men Explain. Please hit the subscribe button, like and share this video as well.
And also to help their algo and stuff, like just leave some comments. Yeah.
And smash the like button.
Yes.
Yeah, and hopefully it will bring the video up, I guess.
Thank
I
you.
think our loved ones please don't comment too violently.
Yeah,
We'll
I mean,
explain when we're home.
exactly.
So
Yeah.
men
Don't put it on a
explain at
public
home also.
platform. Yeah, okay,
Let's
got
not,
you.
yeah,
See
exactly.
ya!
Bye.